now that we have the file created in True Crypt, we're going to mount this. So we have this file, it's available to us, and we need to mount it. So you may get this file from any number of places. For example, you may be storing this in Evernote or OneNote or SkyDrive or Dropbox, but you want to make sure that the contents are always secure. So you put it in here, and this is where we actually start using, as we had mentioned before, we start looking at drive letters. So let's watch, and we're going to look for drive R here in just a moment. So let's go ahead and mount this file. We're going to say select file from here, and we're going to go in and find out. Let's just say my file's on SkyDrive. I could select there and view any files that I may have, for example. So whatever it is that we have, we can select those files. But in this example, I'm just going to select family photos. Now notice here it says family photos. That's this file right here. And then we're going to simply select mount. Now it's going to ask for the password again. Now we just made it as password so that it's pretty simple to do. We're going to hit OK. And now notice that password shows up on our screen. If we double click on that file, now this appears as a local drive. Now this is where it can get confusing for people, because if you notice here now, it's registering as a local disk. Remember we used the My Computer look before, and see how we have C drive, E, B, right? Now we have a local disk. Notice it's not classified as a removable disk. So if I, again, were to put something into the SD slot, for example, and see if they'll come up, we're going to get a removable disk, right? We don't have that. This is a local disk, okay? And so this is the drive that you actually created so that I can actually put other files inside of there. So just as an example here, I'm working on 3 files right now. This bitmap, this Excel spreadsheet, and this flash action file. I can literally just drag and drop these over to R. I can drag them or move them. Doesn't really matter, right? And they appear to me, let's go ahead and delete that. They're going to appear to me just as drive information here. They're just files, right? So I can change this. Let's go ahead. Remember, this is all this file right here, but remember we're on local drive R. Remember, we're working right here, local drive R. So let's go ahead and rename this file, just so you know that we're not pulling any smoke and mirrors here. So we're going to say Excel 1. Just as that, we're going to name this Pic 1, and we're going to name this Flash 1. Now notice these are files within this local drive, this local R drive, local disk R, that we've created. Remember, that's this True Crypt volume. So if we look at the True Crypt, remember we're mounted to R here. It tells us where the path is. And so let's go ahead and close out R, and let's see about dismounting this file. So now again, now that we are done with our R drive, right, we're going to go ahead and close out this drive just like we normally would. And let's go ahead over to this family photos and see. Now look, instead of saying 0 bytes, it says 5 megabytes. Remember, this is the size we established, 4.8 meg here, for this True Crypt local drive volume. So to dismount it, we're done with our files. We're going to go ahead and select dismount. Now what that means is that these files are no longer available. Notice that the space, 5 megabytes, is still available though. So if we wanted to share this file, let's say we wanted to put it in Evernote or OneNote or up on Dropbox or any other public area, they're going to get this file, but it'll be totally encrypted. So the recipient of this file will have to have True Crypt and mount it in order to open it. Again, I'm going to click on it and we'll see the contents of this file itself. Remember, you're viewing here familyphotos.txt, and this is the file. You don't see any reference in this code here at all to the files that are actually in there. It's just this hash. So let's go ahead and close that out, and let's just real quick remount that drive and double check to make sure all of our information is still there. So again, let's do a gut check here. No R drive. We only see C, D, and E. We don't see any R drive here. Let's go ahead and mount this. Now, before we had it here, we're telling it to never save history. but because we're just kind of working with it, it is. You can also drag this file, by the way, right on top of there. Select the letter. We're going to select K this time. Doesn't matter what you mount it to, so let's just select K. And remember, our password is password, right? So we're going to go ahead and just type in password and hit OK. Notice here it mounts to the K drive. We're going to double click on that drive, and sure enough, here are those three files that we did. And remember, we look here, and now we have mounted the K drive. And so this truly is a local volume. This is a great way using True Crypt to encrypt files in a very public environment where you may not trust the people that may have access in a cloud environment. It's really a very nice tool. So that's how you use True Crypt. Again, we're going to dismount. There's one thing I wanted to show you before, well, we'll dismount. Go to Settings and Preferences, and when you go to Preferences here, you can tell it to auto dismount your volumes after a period of time. I would strongly suggest you do this. By auto dismounting your volumes, that means that after that period of time, I'll automatically dismount it for you, so that in case your computer gets hacked at night or whatever, it'll be dismounted. Remember, you can use this and they won't be able to get to your files. Remember, if your mounted drive and it appears as K drive on your local drive, anybody who hacks into your machine could potentially get to that K drive. So make sure if it's sensitive information that you only mount it when you need to use it, and then you just simply type in your password, open it up, and go from there. There is also a way here where you can go into properties, oops, you can go into settings and preferences, and as soon as you mount, there's lots of things in here. It'll actually open up Open Explorer for a successful. So if you hit that, then when you mount it successfully, it'll automatically open up the directory to be your local drive, right? So you can see it. And I mounted it on O this time. All right, well, hopefully that was helpful. Have a great day.